Just the other day, a very high-end upscale photographer called me and said, I am in a pickle. You have to get me out of this. And I said, what's going on? The client asked for something completely outside of the scope of what they agreed on. So I figured, what a great 2-minute video for you guys, because I am sure as I am sitting here that a lot of us, it's happened to me, clients expect you to suddenly rush through something. The timeline has suddenly moved forward. They've changed the scope of what they're asking you to do. So they've asked you to do A, B, and C. And then suddenly they call and say, can you do D, E, and F? And they expect it for the same price. And I know it feels ugly and awkward and embarrassing to talk about money. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to stop thinking about it as money. You are providing a service. In this case, they've already said that they wanted to hire you for A, B, and C. You're great at A, B, and C. So here's the 3 things I want you to do. You can do this in an email. It's difficult to do in person. They can hear your enthusiasm. You cannot get emotional when you write an email. But here are the 3 things. You have to reiterate the conversation where they ask you for a rush, or they move things up in the timeline, or they change the scope. I want you to start it out with sentence number 1. I'm an expert. You hired me to do A, B, and C, and I'm happy to deliver that. You want to reinforce right away what they hired you to do, and that you're being compensated to do that as an expert. That's number 1. Number 2, you have changed the scope of what we're going to be working on. You are asking for D, E, and F, and you tell them what those things they're asking for. Or you've moved the timeline up 4 months, or You've done something differently, so you outline that in 2. Sentence number 2. Sentence number 3, you say, I am happy to deliver that. I've looked at my schedule and I can deliver that for you. It will cost you X, Y, Z. It will cost you an additional amount of money. No embarrassment. And you say, you can say, if it's a timeline issue, typically it takes me a year to organize a bar mitzvah, so I can't do it in a week. Or typically it takes me to plan 9 months in order to book the venues for a wedding. I can't do it in a month. Or photo shoot, or whatever, the timeline. So you can say, typically it takes this, but you're asking me to move it forward. Or if they say, oh, but I'm only asking for D, E, and F, you can say, the contract and our proposal we agreed on was this, and it takes me a certain amount of time and energy and money to do this, and my resources are limited, so I have to charge you more because you're asking for more. Boom. Don't say anything else. Don't explain anything. The one thing that I want you to understand is I don't care whether you have no other clients. I don't care whether you work part-time. I don't care whether you're going to have to work nights and weekends if you have family plans. That is not the point. The point is that particular client agreed to A, B, C for a price. This client is now changing the scope. Never give your client or your customer a change of scope or increase in the timeline and what you're doing for them without charging more. You're educating your client about what kind of an expert you are, and you're still delivering fantastic service, and you're educating your client for the next time they hire you. It's okay. Have the confidence to charge for compensation for what you do really well. That's your back pocket strategy for the week. Make it a great week.